Fishing in Terraria is amazing and can get you some awesome items like the reaver shark, zephyrfish, crystal serpent, scaly truffle, bottomless lava bucket and sponge, demon conch, and all kinds of crates and more. But no matter what you're trying to get, unless you want some junk, bait is required. It heavily influences your fishing power and can greatly increase the chances of you getting better items. Bait can be tricky to obtain, however, and so in this video I'm going to go over some of the quickest ways to get tons of bait. Let's get into it. One of the easiest forms of bait to make with a solid 35% bait power are enchanted Nightcrawlers. They're also made by combining one worm with one fallen star by hand. To make tons of them, first you're going to need the worms. There are two main ways to get them. First, purchase the bug net from the merchant. Then, run across the surface and start cutting the grass and plants on the ground, including dirt and rock piles. They all have a decent chance, especially dirt and rock piles, to spawn worms and grasshoppers, which are also bait but not as good as worms. By doing this along the surface for the whole world, you're bound to get tons of bait. Take note that worms can also be found on the surface ground and have an increased spawn rate when it's raining. The second good way to get lots of worms is to look in surface chests for cans of worms. This item will spawn only in brown surface chests and will give the player 5 to 11 worms, 2 of 3 of which are already going to be enchanted Nightcrawlers. There are many surface chests in the world, and about 17% of them will have the can of worms in them. I would suggest making another world and looking for surface chests there as well, while using the Spunker Potion to make your life easier. Now that you have plenty of worms, all you need are some fallen stars to make them into enchanted Nightcrawlers.
This step is optional since you can use worms by themselves as bait. However, fallen stars are pretty easy to get and increase the bait power of the worm by 10%, so I would recommend getting some. The easiest way to get tons of fallen stars is to wait for nighttime and then run across the surface world and collect as many fallen stars as you can. If you're early hard mode or later into the game, building a sky bridge is an amazing idea because it serves as the best fallen star farm since you can just run across the straight platform bridge and collect them all. Plus, a sky bridge serves as an awesome arena for all the mech bosses and later game bosses like the Empress of Light and Moonlord as well. It's a win-win scenario. Okay, now let's move on to the second major way that you can make tons of bait in Terraria. For this trick, we're going to be receiving a lot of grubbies, 15% bait power, sluggies, 25% bait power, and buggies, 40% bait power. All you need is some mud and jungle grass seeds to build a farm. Find an open area, it can be literally anywhere, then place down rows of mud platforms as such. They can be any length, however, the longer it is, the more bait that you will get. Separate each row out by 3 tiles, aka the player's height, and build up as many rows as you want. Once again, the more rows equals the more bait per harvest. Then get some jungle grass seeds by cutting down the grass in the jungle. Spread the seeds throughout the mud rows and wait for them to all grow. The more jungle grass seeds that you have, the quicker it will grow. Once it's all grown, that's it. Plants like these will start to grow on the mud blocks, and you could use a pickaxe to destroy them since they will drop grubbies, sluggies, and buggies. If you'd like to, you can also automate the farm by putting actuators on all the mud blocks and using a wire to hook it all up to a lever, so that you can just collect them all in one go. This is optional, however. Here are a couple other things to keep in mind when concerning bait conservation and collection in Terraria. When breaking plants in the jungle grass bait farm, your swinging pickaxe may kill a few critters, resulting in lost bait. You can prevent this by buying the Guide to Critter Companionship accessory for 5 gold from the zoologist, which prevents you from harming any critter. Next, remember that you are very likely to get more bait while you fish from crates. The 3 types of bait that you can only receive from fishing crates is the apprentice bait, journeyman bait, and master. The third point is that if you find and catch a gold critter, such as the gold butterfly or worm, you can either use it as bait since it has very high bait power, 50%, or sell it for 10 gold since all gold critters sell for 10 gold, which can be a great money maker early game. One last tip is remember that the bug net is needed to catch critters and can be bought from the merchant and can be upgraded to the lava proof bug net by mixing the bug net with 15 hellstone bars. The best bug net, however, is the third upgrade, which is the golden bug net. It is rewarded 1.25% of the time from the angler's fishing quests. And that's it. Let me know in the comments down below any fishing and bait collection tips I may have missed, and don't forget to drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed. See y'all next time.